Today we're going over the Ocelot Virtue, which might be the best free vehicle that you can get in all of GTA Online. The Virtue is a hyper supercar with insane top speed and acceleration, and it also has a military armor upgrade so that it can withstand over 10 rockets when shooting at it. But most importantly, this car is completely free if you complete a certain set of missions. But along with the top speed and high acceleration of this vehicle, the Virtue can also handle very well. The Virtue has super low downforce and surface grip to make handling so much easier when driving this. It is definitely a vehicle that you would want to have when you're doing races, but all in all, the Virtue is very good at handling even with the top speeds that it has. You can expect the Virtue to get all the way up to 120 miles per hour top speed, which is only 17 miles per hour less from the fastest car in the game, which is the BF Weevil Custom, which comes in at 137 miles per hour. 120 miles per hour compared to 137 miles per hour is really not that far apart, considering that the Virtue has one of the best accelerations in any vehicle in this game. Now, if you look this car up in the Legendary Motorsport website, you're going to see that there's a price tag on it for $2.2 million. That is because you can only get the Virtue for free if you complete a series of missions. The missions that you need to complete are the first dose missions. These are with Ron, and there are only 6 of them, and they are pretty much just like all the other Rockstar created missions. Very easy, straightforward. If you want the easiest experience, you can literally toggle if you want the easiest difficulty when you start the mission. And after completing those 6 missions, you will be able to get this Virtue for absolutely nothing. It is without a doubt the best free vehicle that you can get in this game. And since the Virtue just came out back in March in 2023, this is a fairly new vehicle that will still impress a lot of players in today's GTA Online. And I bet there's still people out there that don't even know that you can get this for free. And unlike a lot of the other free GTA Online vehicles that we get in this game, the Virtue actually has a lot of different customizations that you can get very creative with, which we'll get into right now. So right away, looking at the different categories for the Virtue, we get 23 different categories, which is definitely a good sign. It's always amazing to see a free vehicle have over 20 different categories. That just means we get so many different options to choose from when building this car. So heading into the bumpers, our front bumper, we have the primary splitter. I go back and forth from the primary and secondary, kind of just see what I'm liking. But as you can see, there's 14 different options, mostly depending on whether or not you want your secondary or primary. But a lot of times with the bumpers that I choose for my cars, I don't like them to have this much added on. I think that just adds a little bit too much. It's a little unnecessary, but you get a bunch of different options to choose from. Rear bumper, you don't get as many different options. It's mainly just primary, secondary, and then carbon diffusers. But for what we have right now, we have the primary trim diffuser. You do get the option to add some canards if you wanted to. I'm personally not a fan of these, especially in this game. For whatever reason, I just don't like having these, but they are an option. Some people might like them. That's just my opinion. We do have a livery option with the Virtue, which is always good to see. I personally don't have any of these added on, but some of these do look very nice. Like, I'm actually might consider putting this one on. This doesn't look bad whatsoever. And of course, if you wanted to, you could turn this into a complete track car, which doesn't look bad at all. For whatever reason, I just don't like the mirrors on this car. I think they just look stupid. They're way too far out. Just like we had front canards, you can also have rear canards, and again, I'm not going to use any of these. I just think they add a little bit too much. The rear definitely does look better than the front, I will say. For my paint job, I just have this really nice cherry red. Supercars are always about preference, whether or not you want a very solid color or a very vibrant and bright color. I typically like my supercars to be very vibrant and bright, so that's what I have going on for it right now. For the roof, you get a couple of different scoops to choose from. I have the small racing scoop. You could definitely go with none and it looks fine. Or you can go all out and add a GT racing scoop. There's a lot of different GT options to choose from throughout the different categories for this car. If you want a complete GT racing build for the Virtue, you can definitely go ahead and do so. The only problem that I have with this car is the spoiler options aren't as good as I'd like them to be. We have the plastic performance spoiler, and there's a few different options, but as you can see, some of these just don't look good whatsoever. I can kind of see putting on a GT spoiler, but again, it just looks way too ridiculous. Even with no spoiler, it kind of looks weird, but again, it's all about preference here. For the sun strips, for whatever reason, they gave us 7 different sun strips options, and we have the black power metal sun strip. We do have a front on the Virtue, and I have the secondary stock trunk. What that does is pretty much just put my secondary color. So depending on the different color schemes you have going on, this is definitely going to be a very important cosmetic feature that you will add. And obviously, if you want to go fully carbon with your accents, you definitely could as well. For my wheels, we have these Super G wheels. I think these just look amazing on mostly any supercar you have, or sports car for that matter. I think these fit in very nicely. Obviously, the black that I have going on with the car, it fits right in. But that is what I have for the customizations for the Ocelot Virtue. If you want to add the armor upgrades to the Virtue, you have to bring it to your agency and customize it there. You can't do it anywhere else. If you guys still haven't done those Ron missions to get this car for free, definitely go ahead and do so. It's a free $2.2 million car. I think almost everyone should be getting this at this point. And like I said earlier, the performance of this vehicle alone should make you want to go and get it right now. But that is all that I have for the Virtue today. Definitely recommend going and getting this. If you guys want to see more content like this, I upload GTA videos every single week, so hit that subscribe button down below, like the video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.